Oh dear. Oh no. Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Turns out it's been cancelled officially. This is not a joke. The show has already filmed its second season, so we're going to get a season 2, unfortunately. But there will be no more. I mean, this is what I anticipated, right? We knew that we were at least going to get 2 seasons, and a lot of us suspected it would be 2 and no more. It's just so bad. There's just no way they could greenlight any more. The second season was on the docket. They'll finish the post-production on that and release it. But mercifully, it's cancelled. It will not be brought back for a 3rd season. This article is from Variety, and it's linked below. Star Trek Starfleet Academy to end with Season 2 exclusive. Star Trek Starfleet Academy will end with its upcoming 2nd season. Variety has learned exclusively. So its 2nd season will be next year, 2027. The show was originally picked up at Paramount Plus in 2023, with the streamer renewing the show for a 2nd season before the first had aired, which was just crazy. I mean, it's like, I said this at the time. Why would you greenlight a 2nd season when the 1st season hadn't even aired? You don't even know if people are interested. And now they're stuck, right? Now they're stuck because they know that this show is reviled by the fan base. It's the most un-Star Trek Star Trek. Actually, to be fair, it's probably the second most un-Star Trek after Section 31. That horrific TV movie. But yeah, I mean, they greenlit 2 seasons without actually seeing if the fans even liked it. And they don't. And now they have to air the 2nd season next year, knowing that even less people are going to watch the 2nd season when compared to the 1st season. So, yeah. And for those people who don't know, I've actually watched all 10 episodes of the 1st season, and I've reviewed them on my other channel. The writing is terrible, the stories are dull and boring, the characters are unlikable, it's just bad. Not only is it the worst Star Trek series, but it is the worst science fiction show I've ever watched. The 1st season debuted in January and aired its season finale on March 12th, while the 2nd season recently wrapped production. We're incredibly proud of the ambition, passion, and creativity that went into bringing Star Trek Starfleet Academy to life, CBS Studios and Paramount Plus said in a joint statement. Well, they have to give you this company line, don't they? There's nothing to be proud about at all, but okay, whatever. The series introduced audiences to a bold new group of characters. That's for sure. Welcomed familiar faces and expanded the Star Trek universe in exciting new ways. I'm not sure it expanded the universe, and well, maybe those ways were just a little too exciting for some. A gay, effeminate Klingon who wears a dress? Maybe just people weren't ready for that. I don't know. Maybe audiences weren't ready. We're grateful to Alex Kurtzman, Noga Landau, Gaia Violo, and the entire cast and crew who pushed storytelling boundaries in the spirit of Gene Roddenberry's vision. Yeah, sure they did. We look forward to sharing the upcoming 2nd and final season with everyone. Yeah, I'm sure you're really looking forward to sharing that 2nd and final season with us. And continuing to celebrate the cast, crew, and all that was accomplished with this series. What exactly was accomplished? Well, I guess it provided us with some, hilarious memes. The 1st season of Starfleet Academy reached an 87% critical approval. Yes, the critics' rating on Rotten Tomatoes was always going to be high because the show is super woke. The show failed to find a significant audience across its 10-episode 1st season. It has failed to rank on the Nielsen Top 10 streaming viewership charts. Later it says, Starfleet Academy takes place after the events of Star Trek Discovery in the 32nd century. The show follows the first class of students and teachers to attend the newly re-established Starfleet Academy. And then it just tells you about the cast. Series co-showrunners and executive producers Alex Kurtzman and Noga Landau penned a letter in which they expressed their appreciation to the hundreds of hardworking humans who pour every ounce of their talents into making the show. If you'd like to read the letter for yourself, and indeed the article in full, it's linked below in the description box. Later in the article it says, beyond that, the future of the franchise remains uncertain. At the time of this publishing, no new shows have been announced as being in development. Well, we do know that there's talk of a sequel series to Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which would be Star Trek Year One, which is supposed to be a continuation of that story arc, but with Paul Wesley playing Captain Kirk in his first year in command of the USS Enterprise. So he would be taking over from Anson Mount, who plays Pike. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do people really want to see that show? Maybe some people do. Maybe Strange New Worlds fans might want that show. But yeah. Paramount is said to remain very high on the Star Trek IP, however, with a new Star Trek movie currently in development. But I mean, let's be honest, the fourth Kelvin timeline movie was in development for a long time and nothing happened. So I would not be surprised if this next movie is stuck in limbo indefinitely. So there you go. Star Trek Starfleet Academy is cancelled, which was the right decision. And I don't know, maybe this can be the beginning of a creative course correction, because the show should never have been greenlit in the first place. Has the penny finally dropped at Paramount? Have they at last decided that it's time to listen to the negative fan reactions to modern Star Trek? To take on board the criticism and the fact that we've been very unhappy with where the franchise has been for so many years. This secret hideout era has been a disaster. There is no modern audience for Star Trek. There is just the Star Trek fan base. And Star Trek didn't need to be reinvented. It didn't need to change. We didn't want this garbage abomination of a series any more than people wanted Discovery or Section 31 or whatever. We wanted a series that felt in keeping tonally, creatively, visually, and thematically to the Rick Berman and Gene Roddenberry eras. I mean, for heaven's sake, just greenlight Star Trek Legacy already. I mean, clearly Paramount must have seen that there was a massive positive reaction to Star Trek Picard Season 3, specifically, the third season. Just use that as a foundation to something new. Start from there. That's the bare minimum of quality that we expect. Move forward from there. But no, instead we got another season of Discovery, we've gotten more Strange New Worlds, we got a Section 31 TV movie, which was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and we got Starfleet Academy, which I've been told in mainstream media articles is just this exceptional thing, this amazing work of art, and yet, the audience didn't show up for it. I wonder why. Audiences just didn't show up. Why? Because so many comments that I've had on my videos, people said I lasted 20 minutes, I couldn't watch anymore. I watched 10 minutes of it, couldn't watch anymore. The show was unwatchable. Can we start to get back on track here? Because Star Trek has now had its acolyte moment. We still have to suffer through a second season, but at the end of the day, there's a potential here, if wise heads can prevail, to turn a corner. But the franchise has got to be given to people who love Star Trek, who don't just say they love Star Trek, but people who actually do and who know it well, who know it intimately, who really care for it, and who know what works and why. So there you go. I'm not surprised by this news. I don't think it's going to come as a shock to many people. Actually, what is refreshing is that the decision has been made now, at the end of the first season. At least we know. We're not waiting for the conclusion of the second season before we get this announcement. So I think that's a positive thing. And they would have to do it anyway, because the sets would have to be torn down. You know, they can't just continue to rent studio space with the sets. So thanks very much for watching this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Computing Forever. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.